to show you today are asparagus. I sowed these last year and I meant to show them the next stage to you, but I got a little bit carried away with other things. So they have spent an entire year in this pot. I did neglect them quite a lot in the greenhouse, I have to admit, and I thought they'd died. But they didn't. They actually came back again. I saw tiny little shoots coming up, so they managed to survive, which is absolutely fabulous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to sow these, or how to plant them out in the garden. I don't remember if you remember that we sowed the seeds in the pots. I just sprinkled them in here and just sort of let them shoot up, and then I was going to put them out, but it's all in a previous video if you can find it. I don't know what number, but we might be able to find it and then put it at the bottom. But I'll just show you how these are getting on and how you need to plant them outside. Now when you transplant them outside, it's not like you do with your normal seeds. You just dig a little hole and you stick them in. They're a little bit more faffy than that. I have done one line just to sort of show you what they will look like, but I will go through it step by step. Now the first thing you need to do is you need to dig a trench. So dig it about 9 to 12 inches deep, or as deep as you can get it. It depends what the soil is like underneath. They need well drained soil and quite fertile soil as well. So however long you need your trench, dig it as long as you want to. Remember, these are perennials, which means that the bed you put them in, they stay in there. They come up year after year after year. Okay, so make sure you put them somewhere where you're happy. So here's my bed, and what I'm going to do is in the bottom of it, sort of about up to about halfway up the trench, I'm going to fill it with all sorts of goodies. I'm going to fill it with rotten leaves, and I'm going to fill it with some manure. Right, so this manure is not as rotten down as I need it to be, but it doesn't matter. It'll be quite happy. It's just I've run out of the good stuff. I'm having some more delivered tomorrow, but just this will be fine. It will rot down very, very quickly anyway. But just half fill your trench. Oh, I'm going to use my hands, it's easier. Half fill your trench, if not more, actually, with some goodness, because they need lots and lots of feeding, these. And remember, because they're going to be in for a long time, they'll need lots of food to keep them going for quite a while. Okay, so that's the trench full. Pat it down, just give it a pat, make sure you haven't missed any bits. Put some more up there, I think. And then all you need to do now is you just need to push all the soil back again. Okay. Oh. Now you may well find that it will ridge up a bit, but that's fine. That's not a problem. Oh. There we are. Okay, so that's that bed prepared, and now we just need to pop the asparagus in. Now when you plant your asparagus out in the ground, you're supposed to plant them on a ridge. Excuse me, because it helps with the drainage. If you don't have a ridge, then don't worry, it doesn't matter. You don't have to plant them on a ridge. I'm going to do them in a slightly different way, because that's me, and you know what I'm like. I like to plant things in a slightly different way. But I will just show you, the roots look really, really weird. They look like spiders. They've got lots of legs. But the way I'm going to plant them is the same principle as you would if you planted them on a ridge. So I will just show you what they look like with the roots and everything. Right, now this is one, okay? You have 2 strands that come out. That was, can you see? This little one here was a very, very tiny asparagus, and this is the shoot. Okay, these won't be ready to harvest most probably until next year, and the asparagus themselves are going to be very, very skinny, but as the years go on they should get fatter and fatter and fatter, and I should get more and more of them. The roots are like this. They're very, very fat, but there are lots of legs of them. I hope you can see that. Can you see? There, they look a bit like a spider because you've got lots of them. And I will show you how you need to put these in the ground. Right, so when you plant them in the ground, if you do have a ridge, that's great. I don't quite, I'm not quite sure why, but never mind. So dig yourself a hole, and dig the hole about 4 inches down. Now this is the tricky bit. You don't just plonk it in like that. You have to, when you put it in, you have to spread the roots, because if you're planting it over a ridge, you would, if this was the ridge here, you would plant it like that and make sure all the roots are spread out like that. So we have to do the same thing in the soil. It can be a little on the fiddly side, but if you dig a hole wide enough, it won't be a problem. Okay, oh, there's a stick there. I don't want that. Okay, so if we pop it down and we just make sure all his roots are spread out, and then we can just cover him back over like this, and he should be quite happy. I've buried them quite a long way down. The hole is about 4 inches deep. They don't mind being a long way down because they will send shoots out the side, and then more asparagus will come up next year. Now they need quite a bit of space between one plant and another. The more you can give them, the better. Some books say about 12 inches, some say 18. I'm going to go for about 9 because this bed isn't particularly large, and I don't mind if they're close together, and I've got quite a few to fit in. So I'll put the next one just about 9 inches away, and again I'll dig a nice hole. Make sure the roots are nice and spread out like that. There we go. And then just backfill it like that. There. Now do be patient with them when you are putting them in. They are a little bit fiddly, but once they're in and they're settled, then they will give you asparagus all the time, every year. I mean, we love asparagus. I like roasting it. Now I'm just going to show you this because this is the other pot. You can see the roots coming through the bottom, and if I take the pot off, it's really tight. Hang on. There we are. I just want to show you all the roots that are there. There are absolutely loads of them. These, as I say, these should have come out last year, but they managed to survive in the pot for an entire year. Now, you have to be very careful when you do break these apart to get the individual ones, but it can be done. Just give them time. All right. It might be worth letting it go dry, and then the soil will fall away quite easily. But you might have to be a bit hard with them. But yeah, they're coming. But there are loads in there that I can plant, so hopefully I'll have asparagus. And when I do get it, which won't be until next year, then I will show it to you. If your soil is dry when you plant them, then give them a really good water. But this soil, we've had a lot of rain the last couple of days, so this soil is actually very, very wet. They don't really seem to have a huge amount of pests, but if I do have a problem with them, I will let you know. Okay, I hope you found that useful, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.